We could even put dirt over a lot of the structure. If we engineered the trees right, the roots could hold the dirt over the center mountain perfectly still. It would keep it solid. So you could have pine trees growing up it. But it'd be difficult to get full-fledged pine trees. But with a big enough mountain, because you have several hundred to 1,000 family homes there, so it would be pretty big. Well, usually just several hundred, depending on what grouping you do. But so that'd be big enough to plant pine trees over it, but it'd be sparse. So you'd have to do gardens and different things. Then each person's main apartment would stick out of the mountain and give you that view around it for several layers until you get to the studio top layer, the very top, where you're trying to fit all of the people in and get them a studio at that top point. And then, of course, it will keep on going past that point because it'll be too small to get everyone in there, so it's unfair. So we'd have to figure out something to do with the top of the mountain, which could be an observatory, castle on the top, badass fucking eagle on the top. We could do any custom statue. We could even topple it. We could put me on top, and you people can launch rockets at it, blow it up, cheer. I'll be in the crowd. Woo! Yeah, because the next statue up there, the next fucking statue, I'm gonna be the one with the rocket launcher blowing that statue up, fucking cheering. Yeah, I love to take down dictators. Love it. You could do a wood castle. So at the very top, it has parapets made out of wood, stained wood. So it's a nice stained wood, kind of cedar, beautiful cabin type of feel at the top. Kind of like one of those ones in the top of Idaho mountains. So it has that kind of feel. So at the top could be a restaurant or anything we wanted. But again, it wouldn't be big enough to fit 100 studios in it. Because we'd need the circumference. So the studios would be split into a circle. And you would get a point in the circle. So you'd have to go up that high, and then the rest would be for everyone. And then the bottom would be for everyone too. Then it would go to apartments, then studios for everyone, and then everyone usage. So you make neighborhoods nicer to live in. And that's perfect for our area. It's perfect. But you can still do it with normal neighborhoods. You just need to build the mountain in the center. And again, with those basements, you have the solid structure going down. So then it helps having a solid structure going up. So you can still do that with normal neighborhoods, add a mountain. But we live in a mountainous area, so it makes sense to add mountains to it. And then the forest neighborhoods obviously would get mountains. Or you could do something more wildlife, and depending on what you want in the center. So there would be other options, but I think a mountain one would be popular around here. Because you need a structure in the center. You can't just have nothing. You could have a big open space, I guess. I guess you could go down too, instead of having a structure go up, but that doesn't make sense for this area. And then most neighborhoods would build some structure upward so everyone can gather that central point like a star. So everything would be there. So if you just build this big, I don't know, 5 to 10 story, like an apartment complex, you could do the same thing. And that's just in the center of every neighborhood. So you have everyone usage in the bottom. Then you have apartments. So everyone has that apartment view. And then at the very top, you have a studios. And since it's the same width all the way up, technically you could do that at the very top, and then you could put the everyone usage at the top below the studios. So that would actually be better, because with the mountains, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller as you go up. But then technically you could go up, but then it wouldn't look like a mountain. You'd have to go up to that point, even if it's a smooth point, as it goes like this. So technically it gets smaller and smaller. You have that point, and then the mountain goes past that point to where you could build everyone usage, because there's be no way to build studios to the top. So the benefit of neighborhoods and building the apartment complex upwards is you can build the studios at the very top. But technically you could just get rid of the everyone usage at the top, push it to the bottom of the studios on the mountain too. But then again, you would have, to fit everyone at the top, you'd have several floors. But I guess you could just build to that point and stop at that point and smooth it off, or mountain range it off however you want. And then have the studios at the top, and then top everyone usage below those, which is proper because it's for those people. It's built for them and their families. So having the studios at the top would be best. Having the everyone usage below the studios, apartments, and then below that, everyone usage. I wonder what other kinds you could build. Because you could build a Gungan one underneath a lake. So you walk underneath the lake or river, because we have those around here. And the entire top is glass because you're not that far underneath water. So we could have central ones underneath water, lakes. Those would fit in here. You could actually build your central mountain around a mountain. So you'd build your neighborhood around the mountain, and then your center neighborhood mountain is the actual top of the mountain. Our mountains need crowns.